Let's go through some of the most underrated fighters in my opinion of all time while in my kitchen. So our first fighter is Dricus du Plessis. People don't act like this guy isn't a top 20 fighter of all time. People don't act like those 2 wins against Sean Strickland means so much. And the fact that he doesn't win against Izzy too, and Derek Brunson and Robert Whittaker, with the way he beat those guys by KO, that is a phenomenal win streak. I mean, name another person that has a person who beat Hamzat, a person who beat Israel, a person who ran the division. That is who Dricus is. He beat the guy that basically runs this division. So I think people need to stop undervaluing Dricus. He is such a critically underrated fighter in this era. And if he comes back and beats Sean Strickland for a 3rd time, we got to start considering this guy in our top 15, maybe top 10 lists. And the funny thing is, Sean Strickland has been like his best friend because Dricus can beat Sean and Dricus can't beat Hamzat, but Hamzat's not going to fight Sean Strickland again because it's like a rock, paper, scissors matchup where these 3 are just kind of running around the division of the best guys. And I think Dricus can beat Sean again. I think Dricus can beat Imavov. I think Dricus can beat any of these contenders. So Dricus could make a run and go into the top 5, top 10 of all time easily because he already has an impressive resume. Now, I get so mad when people discredit this next guy. He's in my GOAT list. He's number 9. His name is Stipe Miocic. Yeah, everyone knows Stipe. And I think people discredit him because his resume is very strange and he has a lot of losses that don't look too good. Like when he was coming up in the UFC and then he got knocked out by a literal fucking NBA center. I mean, a fucking backrooms entity. Stefan Struve's literally like 7'20". But anyways, he beats Roy Nelson and Gabriel Gonzaga, which are both pretty good wins and respectable. And then he destroys Fabio, which is, and then he loses to Prime JDS. Okay, that's okay. You know, you're coming up, but like this is why he's like not considered up there. But he has so many great wins that you have to consider him up there, in my opinion. And then after that loss to JDS, he goes and beats Mark Hunt. It's another good win. And then he beats Andrei Arlovsky, and he snaps his 7-fight winning streak. That win means so much more than other people like give him credit for. That is a great win. I'm not gonna lie. He used to be a champion. I mean, in the dinosaur age, but still, 7-fight winning streak. That means something to beat a fighter on a 7-fight UFC winning streak. And then when he fights for the belt, this is where things gets crazy. He beats a prime Fabricio Werdum. What a good win. Prime Alistair Overeem. Woo! Woo! We're getting hot in here. That is another good win. Francis Ngannou! I'm done. This is insane. This is insane. I forgot JDS. He gets his win back against a prime JDS. What are these wins? Okay, and then he loses to DC. That's acceptable. And then he beats his ass twice. This resume is insane. Alistair Overeem, JDS, Francis Ngannou, DC twice, Fabricio Werdum. Holy shit! This guy needs to get more credit. Let me know if you guys agree with this one. Now, this one's for the old heads of the UFC, because a lot of you young guys, especially like people like me that watch the UFC that are only 18, don't know this guy. Benson Henderson was a dog. 2 wins against Frankie Edgar. Outdogged Nate Diaz. 2 wins against Donald Cerrone when he wasn't in the UFC. This dude was so good for so long. He even beat Jorge Masvidal. It's just the way he would show up to fights and fight with ferocity. He was just a flat-out dog. These are ridiculous wins. 2 wins against Donald Cerrone, Jorge Masvidal, Nate Diaz. This is just quality after quality after quality after quality after quality. And everyone overlooks him like he's not a great fighter just because he got head kicked to hell by Anthony Pettis. It astonishes me that some people don't know who a 4-time UFC champion is that beat scrappers like Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal. Like, everyone's got to know Benson Henderson. They got to put respect on his name. 4-time lightweight champion. 4-time. Come on. Now, this next fighter is Robert Whittaker. I think his stock is just a little too low right now. I mean, people are acting like Paulo Costa will whoop on him, but I think he'd beat Paulo Costa at light heavyweight. And I think, honestly, Robert Whittaker might be able to be top 5. The reason Paulo Costa is overinflated is because he beat a fat light heavyweight. And, you know, Robert Whittaker beat Yoel Romero twice. Okay? He beat Prime Derek Brunson, Brad Tavares. He beat Ikram. It's just, you face Hamzat. Bad matchup. You face Rainier. Bad matchup. Dricus, generational talent. His stock's low because he's been fighting really good guys. Rainier with being the exception. I mean, but he's just been aging out a little bit. All time, this guy's really good. Top 3, top 4 middleweight of all time. Now, guys, don't hate on me when I say this, but I think Conor McGregor is a little underrated now. What he did to himself was just horrible. I mean, he made himself look like a fool and then got the shit beat out of him by Dustin Poirier twice. So his overall stock for all-time resume is just down. But the truth is, knocking out Jose Aldo in 13-14 seconds is incredible, okay? beating Eddie Alvarez the way he did was incredible. That win against Chad Mendes, one of the first double champs, what he did was legendary, okay? And I don't think people give him enough credit anymore just because they like to hate on Conor McGregor, which is fair. I mean, he did it to himself, but he is kind of underrated.